We have all experienced the nightmare of a constantly shifting reality, interacting with someone who treats allies as commodities and changes their core beliefs by the hour. Attempts to communicate using logic or shared history consistently fail because the underlying system cannot process those inputs. This matrix reveals the fundamental mismatch. Most of us operate on a stable, internally regulated core, but the narcissistic system runs on a fragmented hive of external reflections. It is a juvenile operating system disguised by adult hardware. Managing these interactions requires treating the narcissist as a legacy IT system full of critical errors. Only by bypassing the emotional layer can we begin to stop the damage. This firewall architecture provides an impervious barrier designed to absorb all incoming pain, guarded by the false self avatar. It exists to protect a paralyzed, traumatized inner core, a true self frozen in childhood dysfunction, unable to engage the world unprotected. This inverted hierarchy maps the human cost of the system. The false self functions as a greedy deity, requiring the intimate partner to act as an ongoing sacrifice to validate its existence. Maintaining the integrity of this architecture necessitates the total psychological annihilation of others. The system views your individual identity as a threat to its existential survival. The system suffers from massive breaks in memory, resulting in up to 80% missing data across its timeline. Without a continuous identity, the narcissist cannot maintain a stable history of agreements. To avoid existential collapse during these memory gaps, the brain auto-generates plausible stories to patch the timeline. This confabulation mechanism ensures that you are effectively communicating with a different version of the entity during every interaction. This infinity loop illustrates paradoxical thinking, the ability to hold totally contradictory beliefs without internal friction. The system can genuinely believe you are flawless at 3 p.m. and genuinely believe you are worthless 15 minutes later. Referencing past promises is a total waste of tactical energy. The system simply shapeshifts to avoid the discomfort of cognitive dissonance. The cold empathy scanner calculates how your lowered defenses can be exploited for supply. It recognizes sadness purely as a data point to identify exploitable vulnerabilities in sex, power, or finances. This logic trap explains why offering advice triggers punitive rage. Because the false self claims omniscience, your guidance signals that they lack knowledge, causing a narcissistic injury that the system must project back onto you. On day one, the system takes a static mental snapshot of you and interacts exclusively with that image. As you grow and evolve, you diverge from the snapshot, threatening the integrity of the narcissist's internal reality. Devaluation is the systemic purging of this divergent reality. The narcissist must destroy the real you to protect the sanctity of the static image. This hive diagram shows that the narcissistic mind is a collection of empty hexagons. The system only exists by collecting reflections of itself from the eyes of others to fill its cells. By withholding your reflection, you threaten the system's existential survival. In this dynamic, the partner holds 100% of the power. The abuser's only genius is convincing you otherwise. Starving the cold empathy scanner requires maintaining a perfectly flat emotional baseline. By keeping your joy and your tears to yourself, you deprive the system of the data it needs to calculate your exploitation. Recognizing this profound emptiness allows you to stop managing the illusion and become the administrator of your own psychological data. The standard abuse cycle allows the narcissist to control the pacing of the relationship through unpredictable shifts. Season control requires executing that exact sequence in reverse within a single interaction to disrupt their feedback loop and force a system reboot. By compressing their months-long cycle into minutes, you induce a state of internal panic that mimics their own architecture. You visibly triangulate, walk away, attack their core competency, and then suddenly validate them. This rapid-fire sequence bypasses their threat alarm and resets the interaction to the idealization phase. Negotiate exclusively with the architecture, not the non-entity. By treating toxic behavior as a series of system flaws, you secure your individual boundaries and reclaim your reality.